Okay, what we're going to be doing today is solving algebraic equations using addition or subtraction. Well, what I'd like to do first is go through a little exercise here. We'll start out with a true statement. 3 is equal to 3. We know that's true. 3 is equal to 3. Now, what if I add 1 to this side of the equation? Now I've got 3 is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4. Now, that's not true. 3 does not equal 4. So that did not work well. So let's erase this. And now that we've done 3 plus 1 on this side, let's come over here and let's add 1 to this side of the equation as well. So 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Bring the equal sign down, and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, which is a true statement. See, so when we added plus 1 to this side and plus 1 to this side, we came up with a true statement again. Same thing works with subtraction. If we put minus 4 on this side of the equal sign, and we put minus 4 on this side, we get 4 minus 4 is 0 equals 4 minus 4 is 0, which is a true statement, which makes us very happy. Now, when we're talking about doing things to both sides, the thing that determines sides are the equal signs, okay? So it's very important to be able to continually bring that equal sign, and I suggest that you bring it straight down each time. Have the equal signs lined up, because it can get confusing sometimes, and you might put plus 1 on the same side of the equation, and that won't work out. So keep the equal sign coming straight down, and that way you know that if you do something to one side of that equal sign, then the other side you have to do the exact same thing. Alright, an example now. Let me get back to the black. Okay, let's start out with x minus 4 is equal to negative 1. Okay, now currently what we're doing, I'll tell you what, let's look at this. Let's say that you're walking somewhere and you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps forward, okay? And you take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the right, okay? This is your new location. This is your old location. Now, to get back to where you were, okay, you now have to go 4 steps in the opposite direction to the left, and you have to go 5 steps in the opposite direction, which was back, to get to your original location. When you're working algebraic equations, you're working backwards to get to an answer, okay? So that means that if you're subtracting 4, just like right is the opposite of left, the opposite of subtraction is addition. So to get rid of this minus 4, what we're going to have to do is add 4. Okay? When we draw our line here, put our equal sign, and remember our example over here, if we add 4 to this side of the equal sign, then we've got to add 4 to the other side as well. We draw this line here because it separates our steps. because eventually you're going to be doing algebraic exercises that involve more than one step. And so it's important to be able to keep those steps separated, so that you can go back and analyze where you might have made a mistake if your problem doesn't come out to be correct. So here we go. There's our line that divides our steps. We bring the x straight down because there's nothing underneath it. Plus 4 and minus 4. We did this so that they would cancel out, because minus 4 and a plus 4 equals 0. We put our equal sign, and over here we've got a positive and a negative. A positive and a negative when you have different signs, you get the difference between the two numbers. The difference between 4 and 1 is 3, and you keep the sign of the larger number. The larger number in this case is 4, and it's positive, so your answer is positive 3. Now then, it's important now that you, hang on just a second. It's important now that you go back to your original equation and you, take the original equation, you write x minus 4 is equal to negative 1. And we're saying x is equal to 3. So we're going to take that 3 and we're going to put it in for x. So we put 3 minus 4 is equal to negative 1. Now we've got 3 positive, 4 negative, so we have the difference between two. We've got different signs, so we get the difference between the two numbers. The difference between 4 and 3 is 1, and we keep the sign of the larger number. The larger number is the 4, and the sign in front of it is a negative. So now our statement says negative 1 is equal to negative 1, which is a true statement. That means that we've gotten the correct answer to our exercise. If we had come up with something that said 0 equals negative 1 or 5 equals negative 1, that would indicate that we needed to go recheck our steps in solving the equation and see how we made a mistake. Okay, now our next example, we'll start out with y plus 4 equals negative 2. Okay. Now this time, remember, we're working backwards, and we do the opposite of what you would have already done. Right now we want to have plus 4 here, and we want it to just say y equals. But what is happening right now? We're adding 4 to the y. So to get rid of the adding 4, we subtract 4. Okay? And we put our equal sign, keeping it lined up with the other one. And since we did minus 4 on this side of the equal sign, we've got to do minus 4 on the other side as well. Draw the step line. We bring the y straight down, so there's nothing underneath it, so it just comes straight down. We've got y. The positive 4 and the negative 4 cancel each other out, and we put equals, and we've got negative 2 and negative 4. When you have the same signs, and in this case we have a negative and a negative, when you have the same signs, you get the sum of the two numbers. The sum of 4 and 2 is 6. Okay? And when you have the same signs, you get the sum of the two numbers and you keep the sign. So your answer will be negative 6. Now let's check our answer. Y plus 4 is equal to negative 2 is our original equation. And what we're going to do, since we say y is equal to negative 6, we're going to take that negative 6 and put it instead of the y. So we put negative 6 plus 4 is equal to negative 2. Now, we've got a negative and a positive. Those are different signs. Remember, when you have different signs, you get the difference between the two numbers. The difference between 6 and 4 is 2, and you keep the sign of the larger number. In this case, it's a 6, so we keep the negative sign. So we get negative 2 is equal to negative 2, which is a true statement. And so we've worked our exercise correctly.